What is good, spectacular gamers? I am SFC Spectacular, back on the mic to rock your body right, and I am your host, as usual, for Gaming So Spectacular. I welcome you to the first review of 2016. What that review is, you may ask? Well, it comes in the form of a fresh new fighting game from an old company, Capcom. But sad to say, things might not stack up just the way you imagine for this long-awaited sequel. Well, with that being said, let's get right into this review.
In today's gaming market, there aren't many fighting games, so when Street Fighter V was announced, it's only natural that gamers got excited. With this being the least amount of time between sequels since its first and second games, many hope this Street Fighter can live up to the storied history of the franchise. What they may come to find out might be a bit disappointing, as Street Fighter V shorts gamers a couple of rounds when it comes to fighting game goodness. There isn't much of a story as it stands. A cast of around 22 fighters makes their presence felt in this early build of what is to be an expanding roster. The usual stories of revenge, world fame, and personal strength all make mention through the various fighters' narratives. But it's a sad delivery indeed. Through storyboards, each character fights his or her way through only 4 to 5 fights to a bland and dull ending. Most times these stories are linked together, but they are always boring and pointless. As far as storytelling goes, Street Fighter V is the worst of any before it. Don't look for any deep, engaging narratives from this title. The in-game graphics have to be among the best seen in any fighter to date. The fluid character movement and animation would almost be too much for your eyes to handle. With zero pop, draw, or tearing, this game is breathtaking from any angle you view it at. The storyboards, on the other hand, could have used some work. They are drab and seem lazily drawn and hastily thrown together. Anything outside of the fighters in the ring needs work. Overall, it's a great looking game. Hands down, Street Fighter V's strongest area is gameplay. The character choices are varied in style. There is a fighter for everyone. And unlike a lot of fighting games, every character is enjoyable to use. At the time of this review, no one seems overpowering or cheesy. But let's be real, this is Street Fighter, so only time will tell. Playing this game is a joy. The controls are insanely responsive, and new additions to fighting are welcome, and make pulling super moves easier for newbies while maintaining depth for seasoned players. When it comes to performance, Street Fighter V hits high marks. The voice acting is a mixed bag. The in-game fighting voices come through with excitement and vigor, while the cutscene voices leave much to be desired. It's like watching a cheesy anime at times. Really cheesy. The music is catchy, but nothing really reaches out to grab you. All in all, the sound department is solid. At the time of this review, Street Fighter V is the worst game in the series to date, feature-wise. It lacks an arcade mode, the story is dull, and the game centers around online play. One might think that since the game focuses on online play so much, that there would be a robust offering of game modes. Sadly, that is not the case, as it has to be the smallest amount of choices given in any modern fighter. The lobbies limit you to 2 players, and survival mode is the only mode that will quench your offline play thirst. Bottom line, Capcom should have never released this game in its current state. Such is the nature of gaming, when unfinished products to be patched later is now standard business practice. Street Fighter V gets right what it needs to get right, and that is fighting. Don't expect a lot of chills and spills here. If you do, you'll be greatly disappointed. It's best to stick with the definitive version of Street Fighter 4 or wait till Street Fighter V Ultra Super Champion Hyper Fighting Edition comes out. Until then, Street Fighter V is a rental at best. Street Fighter V gets a 6.5 out of 10.
And that is your review for Street Fighter V. Sad to say, Capcom didn't put everything they had into this game at release, but from the way things sound, it may be complete by the middle of March to June. Well, that's it for me today. Be back here every other Tuesday and every other Friday when I release gaming goodness, comics, blogs, and skits. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you can't be good at it.
Good, sir. I do believe I've shat in my pantaloons.
That work? Just roll that footage for us, please. Thank you.
Scalpel. I'm a quack. Well, my PhD from Botswana's premier online college says otherwise. We will put the